So Reese, knowing what you know, and I don't know what level of knowledge you have of the World Cup and national teams, who would you pick to win the next World Cup? Just give me a country.
Sorry, is that soccer?
Yeah.
Cut it, and we're over. We're going to be done in 10 minutes. Pull my notes up, dude. Once they get out of the group stages, trying to figure out what bracket is connected like that. I got it up to a certain point, but
I was like, I've got it the whole way
I just
through.
threw in the towel.
I can kind of walk us through it as we're going through. So if you have a empty place to take notes, it'll be fine. So
I mean, I've got it all done. I'm just saying it was a spider web.
Oh yeah. So the groups are split up. There's 8 groups, all by letters. The winner of the A group faces the runner-up of the B group. The runner-up of the B group faces the winner of the A group.
And well, yeah, the A and B's are connected. The C's and D's.
And then
after then it's like A plays F.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's just like
the winner.
It's all on the sides, and it's
weird.
Yeah,
I don't even. I gave up on trying to track what the format was, and I just put who I thought the winners were, and I knew who was top seed and who wasn't.
That works.
But I know, I have the games lined up. I just stopped trying.
I have a bracket, so I can tell you exactly depending on what the pick is. So
me too. I just pulled up an image of a bracket and took all my notes on that. So, first question I want to ask you is: the country y'all picked to win it all, the same team that you're cheering for, or y'all cheering for a different team?
No team I'm ever going to root for is ever going to win the World Cup. It's never going to happen.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I'm more of a root for the someone I'd love to see go through, mostly because I want other teams to lose.
Right. That's a lot of my picks.
And what's
usually
weird,
my favorite, my team wouldn't be I'd be able it'd be great if the U.S. was better than they are in soccer. But the reality is, last World Cup or maybe the one before, I love that Iceland was just good enough to be a 0-0 game, and they do the Viking clap.
They could tie their way through the game.
Yeah, they could just keep it close, and they had a couple good players, but it was exciting because the entire country of Iceland's half the size of Round Rock, Texas.
Right, they're Vikings, but they're playing with Antonio Conte as their coach.
Yeah. But they packed the bus, and they were getting results out of nothing. Yeah. No shots on goal, win 1-0. I
mean, it is a bunch of Scandinavians just standing in a line and daring people to run through. I mean, it makes sense that would work for them. Yeah, no.
So I like those kind of teams more to root for. I can't ever bring myself to root for, the Brazils of the world.
Right. Well, anybody who's playing against France, I'm immediately a fan. It could be
your
Russia.
Favorite team is whoever plays the chickens. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Just because it's France.
I dislike watching France. It's because it's their players, man.
That's how I feel about Italy.
I don't watch France because I hate every single one of their players as an individual human being.
As a human being. Wow. Yeah. Okay. They style-wise, I don't mind their thing mostly because they
talking about their game or their hair?
No, the game, because they just play that counterattack. I don't care about possession. I'm just gonna get it and go on breakaways and win, 2-0 against a team looks like the other team statistically killed me, but I beat them 3-0.
Well, when they won the final in the World Cup, they had been getting just knocked around the whole World Cup and just eking out a win, eking out a tie at the end because you got Griezmann feeding to fucking Mbappe and is Benzema?
Benzema.
Yeah. Benzema, yep. He's French.
That's fucking psycho time. But
also the midfield is Tukamine and Conte and
but they all play in different countries and like excel in a system, and then they go back. And I mean, to an extent, watching the World Cup is a lot like watching the Little League World Series, and that like
it's like
they're
all-star
running.
game. It's like an all-star game. They really haven't been
There's a
together
very
that much.
minimal amount of like system work that's been put in. They spend half of their camp just running around and dribbling, so that like in the USA they do it. They come to this camp and it's like, are you on the MLS? Oh, great. Well, then you're in.
You're in.
I've got a whole lot of notes on that one. So, out of curiosity,
I'm waiting until we get to the Portugal fucking topic.
Oh, don't worry, I'm there. So before we start, generally, if you had to pick like one country you're cheering for, who is it? Like, I think for me, I don't know. I legitimately don't know. It's not the United States. I'd like to see them do well just because
go
it's the US,
home team
go
and everything, but I mean, you're never going to see me. They could win and not get scored on the whole tournament and win the championship. You will not see me in like a USA jersey.
I just got they're not right now. That
we don't
organization's all messed up.
It sinks down even into like the fans. Like the amount of swings and misses that we have as a crowd base. Like the only chant that's worthy of like, yeah, that's very American is when they go, USA ain't nothing to fuck with. USA ain't nothing. And it's like the whole section of fans. Like that's awesome.
Because Wu-Tang is for the children.
It's for everybody.
That's right.
It's for everybody.
I think Netherlands. Is the team I'm pulling for.
I like the Netherlands. They're weird right now. They look great against England in that warm-up game, but they lost to fucking Fiji or something the next week. I'm going to take that.
I think it was interesting that Netherlands didn't make the Euros 2 years ago, but then go undefeated in World Cup qualifying.
I'm not going to understand the new setup for Euro qualifying and with that League of Nations League or whatever they play now.
Really weird.
It's all wound and woven into these qualifying, and then even if you lose 9-0, you go to a playoff bracket for this other weird trophy we just made up.
Yeah, but how did like Italy win the Euros and them not make the World Cup? You're like, wait, like, are you that bad? How did that happen?
Yeah, because I thought it was crazy that like Senegal wins the Africa Cup of Nations and then has to play a World Cup qualifier against Egypt a month later. And you're just like, what?
I'm going to follow that up with the statement of I have absolutely no problem with Italy not being in goddamn.
Oh yeah, I was so happy when they didn't make it. I hate.
Do you know the way how smooth and like how few of stoppages they're going to be now? Like
the World Cup's going to be clean.
They could have swapped out Italy with like North Korea, and the amount of rolling on the ground and time wasting would still be in the black.
Italy was like the funniest thing ever. It's like you'll see them play when they play hard because they're down or whatever, and they're not flopping. You realize, oh my god, these guys are really good, right?
Yeah, they're amazing.
They're so good.
They're so human beings. And you're like, why don't you play like that all the time? Instead of just laying on the ground or scoring one goal and then playing 10 central defenders and then flopping for 91 minutes.
I mean, it's typical. If FIFA would allow it, every time one of their players was rolling on the ground, the other 10 would trot over to the sideline for like olives and wine or something. That's all it is they're just like, look, we know we can play badass for 20 minutes.
Right. Unbelievable
so let's just
for 20 minutes.
Have a sandwich until then.
Yeah, they're infuriating to watch.
It's an opera.
They're difficult to watch. And then, but yeah, you look historically and you're like, how have they won so many competitions when they're just so like?
Because they just make everyone angry.
Because 20% of the time, all their little diving and flopping and rolling around leads to a free kick or a PK or whatever, and that's why.
And it's 1-0, and they can defend.
So, Dustin, who's the team that you would think like you're hoping does well or find yourself like rooting for?
I like Belgium, although I think they're going to lose earlier.
But
But
Belgium was the team I picked to win the last World Cup.
It's shocking to me that they haven't done better in competition.
Yeah.
They have a lot of talent.
They do. Jordan, when I picked up the phone with him earlier, when he called, the first thing I think you said was, this World Cup is fucked. And I agree.
Dude, it's just, there's too many games.
Which also brings up the next question of how much confidence do you have in your bracket that you're anywhere close to right?
Oh, no. None.
Confident? No.
Yeah.
Do I think it's possible?
I didn't get past
Absolutely.
Group A. I was on Group A. I changed it like 4 times. I'm like, how good is Ecuador? They did a play-in. Like, are they okay? I don't know.
Getting into this, so Group A is the host country Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and the Netherlands.
I felt like this group picked itself.
I feel like this group picked itself as well.
The fix could be in.
Could be.
Yeah,
How
much money is Ecuador or is Qatar paying Senegal to throw this game?
Yeah, the fix could be in, but I don't see Qatar. They did okay, but they did okay against like Honduras and El Salvador, and that's no resume for a World fucking Cup appearance.
I'm guessing that we probably all picked Netherlands to go number 1 in this group.
Oh, I did. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Senegal?
I have Senegal number 1.
Yeah. I have Senegal runner up.
And it's not that I have Senegal and Netherlands going through, but I have Senegal at number 1 because I think that team has played better together.
Mm-hmm.
The Netherlands have had games, and it's hard to judge, how a team's going to play in those little friendlies in the Nations League and crap. But the Netherlands, I had them going deep, but I feel like they're either going to tie Senegal and it's going to end up on goal difference or something, because they've had some bonehead moments too where they just look bad depending on who they were playing. And
that's what I have them both on 7 points, both.
Man,
and I think that Netherlands, one of the teams is going to beat Qatar badly. So that's going to be the differentiator. Like maybe Netherlands wins 4-0 or something, and everyone else wins 2-0, and that just goes away. But I think Senegal and Netherlands both go 2 wins and a tie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. With Senegal, for me, it was more so watching them in the Africa Cup of Nations. They are a good defensive unit team where they kind of play back. They play really well together. I just kind of think that when it comes to the goal scoring ability of the whole team, it's the same thing like what you just said, Dustin. They're both going to stomp on Qatar. I don't see Senegal stomping Qatar 7-0. But I do see a world where the Netherlands does that.
Right.
So that's why I put Netherlands first.
Now, if Netherlands goes out, I didn't look at who plays first. If Netherlands,
I didn't look at that either.
Plays Ecuador first and freaking ties or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
Then you're like, now you got like one of those weird brackets where everyone goes 1-1-1, and you're like, I have no idea.
Right.
Like, it just gets ugly. But yeah, those are all funky ones. But I took Netherlands 1, Senegal 2.
I'm actually going to open up a note sheet here and keep track of what everyone pick here is. All right. So Group A, Jordan, you have Senegal, Netherlands. Dustin and I have Netherlands, Senegal. This will help us keep things straight as we go through. Okay. So Group B is the group I actually looked at last. So I went down my brackets and looped back around because I have no freaking idea what's going to happen here, except I'm pretty certain the United States is not getting out of this group. Does anybody have the United States getting out of this group?
I do.
Oh, really?
I think that the U.S. is pretty terrible. But I also know that Wales is average at best and Iran is below average at best. So I think that England's going 3-0 in that group.
So the thing about Iran that's interesting for me is they're one of those teams, and it'll come up a couple times in here. Every one of their players, except for maybe one or two, plays for the same team in the same league. And so
In Iran?
Probably. Like
Yeah.
typically, like historically, like they always Saudi Arabia, Iran, we'll talk about with like Morocco, Japan. For the most part, the majority of the team plays together in the same league.
Yeah,
And
so
so when
decent.
when they play in big tournaments, they usually will be like overperform what they should, because like Jordan was saying earlier, you know, a lot of international teams are like Little League, right? They're just playing as individuals with some slight connections. But the countries who play as teams tend to actually surprise people. And that's why I have Iran as runner-ups in this group. Because I think Wales over against England, Wales is going to like be up for that game more than any other game they have. They have a chance to beat England or tie England in the World Cup group stage.
I think they're
going to take.
4-0.
You're talking Wales, as in Gareth Bale Wales.
Yep, I am. I think they're going to get a tie, and that's more to say about England than it is about Wales.
Well, I mean, Harry Maguire
I think England's going to
could
hang
win the
5
Golden
goals
Boot with own goals.
Yeah, the U.S. They're going to hang 5 goals at the U.S.
I think they're hanging 5 on somebody. I'm hoping it's not America, but they're going to hang 5 on somebody. And they may tie like Iran, to your point of them, you know, being a good organized group.
Yeah.
But they're going to win 2 games for sure, which gets
them
out.
Yeah. I have England winning the group.
I don't see U.S., Wales, or Iran not tying a couple games somewhere maybe. Mm-hmm. So they can't get 6 points, right? So they can't get it.
Who do you have as your choices,
England,
Dustin?
USA, Wales, Iran. I think Iran is going to be shocking bad.
Jordan, who do you have?
I looked at this like 4 times and just wrote down literally every single combination, and it all seemed just as likely as the next. So I went with, and I have a plan for this. There could be a beautiful moment in the World Cup, and by beautiful I mean the fans need to pick it up and bring the shenanigans. I have England and U.S. second.
Okay.
Because I want to see a day where the final bracket is England and the USA versus Germany and Japan. Really, really bad. Really bad. I have
Is that the next group? No.
Look, if England versus Germany has its own chance, like that game.
Yeah.
Like if you won the war, stand up. If you won the war, stand up.
Yep.
2 World Wars, 1 World Cup. If you won the war, stand up.
Oh, God.
Like if that one game has chance that good, we need that bracket.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. So I thought it would be interesting with these 2 teams because I felt the same way, Jordan. Like I kept looking at this group going, I could legitimately see any combination. It's not even like because this is a group of death. It's just a group of like mediocrity. Where like even England should be so much better than they are. But like Southgate makes such weird decisions with his team. And like if Maguire is in their center defense, they're fucked. Who are they going to do? John Stones and Harry Maguire? Like
you saw today's game.
Oh right? Yeah.
And all of last season.
Oh yeah.
Now take that and put him in the desert.
Right.
And then tell him to play.
Right.
He's going to get better.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Group C, here we go. We have Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. Oh. I think the winner of this group picks itself. I think we are all in agreement of Argentina, probably.
Saudi Arabia? You're going with
Saudi Arabia, again, is one of those teams where none of the players play outside of Saudi Arabia, and they surprise you sometimes.
Yeah, they're going 0-4, right? They're going
0-4. They're going to lose every game. I'm just saying that there are times though where people are like, "Whoa, what just happened?" Because they're in every World Cup, like, and they'll have one game where they do better than you expect them to do.
Yeah, but they're in every World Cup because everybody in their region sucks too. So they just got to win by default.
Yeah.
So I have Argentina number 1.
They just won Copa America. I think they're significantly better than all the other teams. I think the runner-up in this group is interesting. At least I thought about it for a minute between Mexico and Poland. Jordan, who'd you land on?
Mexico.
That's who I picked as well.
Have they ever not qualified for a knockout round?
That is exactly why I picked them. That is exactly why I picked them.
They were in a group with like Germany and shit one time. They still went it through.
I messed around with it enough to where I had Mexico actually winning the group at one point. And then I have them not even getting out of the group.
Jordan's quick movement there made it look like he was about to hang up on you and just leave.
Sorry, I was remembering
my video is kind of frozen over here.
It was
you're good, man.
It was 2 World Cups ago. Mexico was in a group with like Brazil and someone else, and Mexico looked like
and they
world
won.
beaters.
They won that group, and they won.
That's what I'm
that
saying.
group.
So I was like, they could just be like sneaky enough to get in there and like tie Argentina 1-1, beat Poland, and get out. And then I thought to myself, it is Mexico. They lose 2-0 to the U.S. like every fucking time. They're out.
I think the game that's going to determine who goes through, period, in that group is Argentina versus Poland.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if Poland wins the game or something, and you think
or just ekes a tie out of them,
because they're able to win one more game
or something. I mean, I don't know. It's Poland, man. They're an angry bunch right now.
They are
just the lot.
I don't see any team winning out in that bracket. I think Argentina's going to tie a game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be one of those things where you have a team with 4 points, maybe a team with 5 points. Like I don't see a 7 or 9 point like team in there.
No. Saudi Arabia is getting 0 points. But Poland and Mexico are going to. One of them is stealing points off of Argentina, if not both of them.
Yeah. So I have Poland going through, but it's more on. It's going to be on some weird default. It's not like they won 3 games.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, oh, look, they all went 1-2. It's like,
yeah, exactly. So Group D is.
Well, hold on.
Oh, so sorry.
I'm gonna back this up.
Yeah, back it up.
I misread what I have.
Oh,
I have Argentina second and Mexico first.
Oh,
see, he went with what I said.
Oh.
You gotta love the.
I looked ahead at my future brackets, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, so
that messes up my World War II dream later in life.
That's the first one that none of us have. We all have something different, like in the order. But yeah, what Jordan said is right though. Like Mexico always finds a way to eke through group stages,
right.
Because they're
not generally through good play, but
no. Like they just
sometimes it is.
The dark arts, man.
1-1. I wouldn't be shocked if literally I said Saudi's going to lose every game, but hell, every one of these teams may get a tie, which brings everything into play. That's how the U.S. got through several World Cups where they just happened to tie someone and get up with four points.
Well, Argentina's on my list of 3 or 4 teams that are just always capable of that good, just complete collapse and deflation moment.
Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about that.
I watched in the final.
Yeah,
that's my issue with Argentina. Argentina's like
they'll get to the final and then they'll just crumble.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm saying like that's my issue with the Argentina's world. Like you're like, okay, they're always been full of good players. They're going to get to a final because they play that kind of Italian style. It's 0-0, 1-0, whatever. They have really good players. I'm like, you know what? I looked up the odds. Argentina's favored to win the World Cup. Isn't that crazy?
I think it's because they just won Copa America. Yeah, and they have Messi.
Yeah, but it's like if you were betting today,
Argentina
is the top bet. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy to me.
I would bet more on a crumble like Jordan said.
Yeah.
But people
like, I'd
like
bet on that.
watching. But people give them all kinds of credit because, I mean, they do. And this is one reason why I don't like the other group. They're the exact opposite as far as results when it comes to like your France's and your Portugals, and that they eke their way like one here, one there, and then they get to like a final and they just play.
Yeah.
Because they're awesome. And so they win the tournament.
Yeah.
You got teams like Netherlands and Argentina. Spain used to be on that list, where just the champion underachievers.
Yeah.
Like they were just, we're amazing. We're amazing. What'd you win? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. So Group D is France, Australia, Denmark, and Tunisia. What's going to be interesting, not because it's going to be a tough game. France is winning the game. But France versus Tunisia could have like 6 red cards. It depends on how the Tunisians feel about their colonial masters.
Oh my God.
But they also beat, I remember at the World Cup in France when Tunisia beat England.
Yeah.
Like handily.
Yeah.
The first game. Right.
96 or, yeah.
Well, 98, I think.
98, yeah. Yeah, Tunisia is one of the teams, though, that like looking at this, it's, I think because this group that could make something like really interesting, just because like I was saying with like the Wales England thing, sometimes the players, if they have a strong tie to that history and that knowledge, because France was like, France's army in World War I and World War II were a lot of Africans that they forced to come from like Algeria and Tunisia and sent them out to die first. Morocco. So
that's
like
still France's national team now.
Well, yes, but those are the ones who stayed.
Karim Benzema.
Yeah.
Your classic Parisian.
But that's what I'm saying is like I could see that being a very heated rivalry of a game because I'm sure they don't play very often, you know? But I have France winning that group D.
I have France rolling through that group.
Yeah.
And I
have Denmark.
Denmark is my second.
That's my pick too.
Hey, we all agree.
Great Danes.
I'm pretty sure it might have been England, but then they turned around and did it to somebody else. Was it Denmark that wiped the floor with England recently? Or was that Netherlands?
Hold on.
Denmark may have.
But Denmark then turned around like 2 weeks later and they beat France, I think. I really want to say Denmark beat France.
Denmark in their qualifying group. Qualifying group. Played 10 games and won 9 with a goal differential of 27.
No, Denmark is solid.
Yeah, they're a solid team. I always, because of, how they were, again, 20 years ago, right? Like the 2002, 2006 World Cup, always want to like pull for Australia, but they are awful right now. They're just terrible.
Yeah, they play with Asia now.
Yeah.
So like,
and
they're not send the women's team. There's some hot chicks on the women's team.
And they play better too.
Yeah. Oh, they're better.
So next
Sheila,
up,
weird.
Since we all agree, Sheila, shut up. since they all agreed on that one, Group E is Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, and Japan.
I just left that where I just came from was the German family that was Eva's buddy. Di and I went over there and had dinner, and they spent the summer in Germany, and he was like, he's from Bremen, and I was like, well, what do you think about the World Cup? I was telling him what I was doing tonight.
Trying to get some insider information?
No, doing prediction. No, he's like, he's severely lacking in confidence, and he is like super German, right? He's severely lacking in confidence. I'm like, okay, well, no, he's like, I'm like, I agree with your lack of confidence.
I agree to some extent. I still have them winning the group.
Oh, I don't. Spain. I have Spain 1, Germany 2.
I have Germany 1, Spain 2. And Spain's going to trickle through. They're going to flub Like they're
Now
gonna tie
Spain was
Japan or
also
something.
very good in qualifying. Didn't they go undefeated
But-
also?
I got it right here.
I don't know.
Spain won 6, drew 1, and lost 1, and this was their group: Sweden, Greece, Georgia, and Kosovo. The fact that they only won 6.
The
They
state of
lost
Georgia.
one.
And so, yeah, I agree. I think Spain is going to trickle through. And the only reason why I even picked them as runner ups is because Costa Rica is not as strong as they've been in the past. And Japan is, wow, they are not good.
No bueno.
No. Like, my favorite player of all time is still Shunsuke Nakamura, who used to play for like Celtic. Like, he's still my all-time favorite player. I love the Japanese team, but they are just not good right now. They'll poach some goals. I think they're going to pick up at least one win, and maybe
Against
a tie
Costa Rica.
against Costa Rica.
Spain. I think that's the reason.
The reason
is
Spain,
finishing second.
yeah, exactly. I don't see them. Yeah, but Spain's just going to trot through. I don't think Germany is too stout of a team. I don't see them not winning that group.
Well, you can make my note. We'll I took Spain top number 1. So
Group F, I actually marked as the group of death.
Group F is funky. I redid that one a bunch too. And then I
So
went back to the old my first pick.
So a couple things of note here on Group F. Morocco went undefeated in their qualifying, like no other country in Africa did.
I hear that. I feel nothing.
Morocco, I think, is not going to get out of this group. I think they are going to steal spots from other groups, other players, like by like just taking points off of people.
I think they're going to screw Croatia's world.
I think they're going to screw Belgium's world.
Maybe.
You think you have Croatia and Canada going through?
I have Croatia 1 and Canada squeaking by 2. Dustin froze here for a second, but I'm going to see if if he can come back.
Shocked.
I'm here.
He's actually not frozen at all. He's just
shook.
Shocked.
Yeah, I think Morocco's one of those teams that just is going to get underestimated, and they're going to like steal they're going to get a win off of one of these teams, and I picked Belgium as that team. So I have Croatia 1 and Canada 2nd.
I think Croatia might be weak in their old age.
Jordan, what did you say?
I have Belgium 1, Canada 2nd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You and I were probably thinking like a similar way of one of those teams is getting messed up.
Well, I feel like just playing in the goddamn tundra so much and like actually being good.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to get in the desert and they're going to be the only ones like,
yeah,
this is great.
Yeah.
Like fucking Saudi Arabia is going to be like, man, it's fucking hot.
Well, Morocco's used to playing in a desert too. So, I mean, like,
they're in North Africa. They're also on the coast.
That's true. It's true.
People in Casablanca ain't struggling. It's hotter here.
I heard you say Belgium, Canada, right?
Yeah.
Both of you picked Belgium, Canada?
I picked Croatia, Canada.
Oh, that's right. Bad pick, right? Thanks. I picked Belgium, Canada also.
Croatia has this weird like statistic where it's every single team who has won a UEFA Champions League in the last 10 years, 12 years has had a Croatian in their starting lineup.
Yeah, they have good players.
Yeah.
But the problem is those guys that have been in there for 12 years are still on Croatia's national team. But it's such a tough group, and I'm like, okay, you got to pick somebody. No one's going undefeated.
Yeah.
I watched Canada several times. Canada can actually play, and
they're a good team.
What if they can play and they steal a game from whoever, or they beat a Belgium, right? They beat a whatever, and it comes down to Croatia and Belgium playing. I think Belgium's a better team, and it's like, and they maybe Belgium and Canada go through on 4 points each.
My thing,
Croatia gets 2 losses or 2 ties or whatever.
My thing with Belgium is their striking options, who last World Cup and the World Cup before that, I was like, they're deadly. It's why I picked them. They have dropped in talent and stature significantly, but they're still the starters. I don't see Lukaku coming to this World Cup and having a world beater, even with Kevin De Bruyne there assisting him. And like, I don't see De Bruyne. I mean, we see him with City all the time. Like when he faces adversity, he crumbles apart. You
De
know?
Bruyne crumbles.
Oh yeah. When they like fall behind, he's one of the ones in the middle field like getting the most like flustered, and
He just doesn't have the freedom anymore. Like to run
yeah.
around and do whatever he wants.
He's an amazing player, and when he plays, I mean, you saw it today. He was phenomenal. I think Belgium's going to get in trouble here, for some reason. But I mean, like you said, they are a great team. I think they're better than Croatia. I just think that's just who I fell on is going to make a mistake.
Yeah, I just say I think Canada and Belgium, in particular, are going to out athlete Croatia and Morocco at some point.
Yeah,
and just going to get some easy goals. And Croatia's not out athlete.
Well, and Canada plays that, like, because of that, they play that counter attack. And when you can actually do that in international level, like,
yeah. Group G is Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon.
This is where my bracket gets magic.
This is where I thought long and hard about this one. Not as much as Group B, but I did think a while about this one. Dustin, what'd you
I'll
got
go first?
Or
go ahead, Jordan.
I have. Let me double check. The teams. Trying to remember which one is which because I went back and forth on it a lot. Yeah. This is where my life gets fun. So there's always some team that does a lot more than they should.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's just staying in it and qualifying. I have Switzerland winning.
Ooh.
Whoa.
And I have Brazil going second.
Okay. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay. Dustin?
Yeah, I mean, this may be a sound clip later.
No, I like it. I like it a lot.
I have Brazil winning and possibly playing their third team to do it.
Yeah, that's possible.
They have they on paper should win this 5-0 every game. They won't because they'll play Neymar and the rest of them, and they'll start infighting. They're still going to be able to beat Serbia and Cameroon for 4 each. I don't know about Switzerland. I don't know.
Who'd you pick?
Switzerland has this thing like their people just like.
I have Switzerland second.
They got a lot of fight in them.
Switzerland has played well in the last several international games. I mean, I have Brazil, Switzerland. I mean, Serbia is terrible.
No, Serbia's. I have them as number 2.
Oh,
yeah, they're shit.
Serbia in qualifying finished above Portugal.
Dude, I don't have Portugal going. It doesn't. They suck.
No, but what I'm saying though is, there's an aspect of Portugal that sucks. But Serbia is they're again one of those like weird Eastern European teams, like Jordan was saying earlier, where every player on that team is just like almost thuggish in the way that they will like strong body any player. Like that's just the way they play.
Yeah, they're hard nosed, tough guys.
Yeah, and I think that that like Switzerland normally is one of those teams who does pretty well, but I don't know. I think Serbia is gonna squeak through it.
Here's my issue, Ryan, because I just checked it. They play Brazil first. I think they're losing badly. They play Brazil first, then they play Cameroon. Maybe they win the game, right? Then they play Switzerland at the end after Brazil. So they're going to be in a must-win situation.
That last game, I think Switzerland and Serbia are both going to be in a must-win situation. Whoever wins that game is going on.
Brazil beats both of them. I guess they get to the point they've both won a game. But Cameroon is one of those stupid teams that may just get on a breakaway and tie a game or something.
Yeah.
But I think Brazil, Serbia. The reason I didn't like Serbia going, they're going to play first, and there's nothing worse than getting shellacked in your first game.
Yeah, I didn't look at the order of the game, so you're right on that. But
if Switzerland beats Cameroon, for example, 3-0 or something in the first game, and it goes that same way against Serbia, it may just pack it in. It may just get really weird. So
no, I mean,
I took
for
Brazil
me,
one with a bullet.
Brazil, they play football in the sand all the time.
Yeah.
This World Cup is going to be easy for them at first. And Switzerland plays up in the mountains, and they always, when they win, it's because the other team's just dead, and they're like, dude, I can breathe here. This is great. They still just have everything.
Yeah, this is sea level desert is where they are.
Yeah. Cameroon and Serbia, like, don't bet on any team from like war torn countries.
It's fair. All right, final group, Group H: Portugal,
was easy for me.
Ghana, Uruguay, South Korea. I thought this one was easy for me as well.
I have Uruguay winning it.
No, Jordan and I are on different wavelengths here.
I have Uruguay winning it as well.
Yeah.
And I have South Korea second.
Y'all are both horribly wrong.
He's going Portugal all the way.
No, South Korea is awful.
The Portugal, no. The football gods gave Portugal their Euro a couple years ago when they didn't win a game.
It's not happening again.
They shouldn't even be here. They're going to get smited.
So, y'all both went Uruguay, South Korea. I went Portugal, Ghana.
Typical.
Ghana?
And here's why. Same with Mexico. Ghana finds a way, multiple tournaments, to start to take points off of people,
as in 2
in the last few World Cups, right? And they've gotten through to group stages in weird ways, or it comes down to the final game, and like they're always in that conversation. And so for me, it was between Uruguay and Ghana, and Uruguay in the past few years has fallen further down in the South American.
Yeah, but Ghana
rankings.
had for a couple World Cups there, Ghana had world-class players. Who plays for Ghana now?
Man, I didn't know who played for Ghana then.
I'm going to exercise my group veto. I'm straight up putting it down as not only an objection, but as a complete disqualification of your Ghana finds a way to win and goes through, because in the 2 World Cups you're talking about, they played the United States in both.
Oh, you know what? You're right. Oh, man.
It's a disqualifier.
So, you're right.
I hear what you're saying, and I feel jack shit.
You're right. They played the U.S. in both, and that should automatically disqualify them.
They had a free game.
You know what?
Factually, you're right.
If I could go back and change this bracket, but it's already set in stone. But you're right. I am completely wrong now. I should pick Uruguay. I agree. That's interesting. What's interesting about Group H though? This is the first one where all 4 teams were picked by somebody, even if I did so stupidly. I'll admit it. That was a dumb choice.
We might all be stupid at the end of it.
I don't think that's a good thing.
I think Uruguay
about the bracket.
I think Uruguay's getting out in any scenario.
I think they're going to walk out of the group. Just a matter of where.
Yeah.
So I had Uruguay. I think Uruguay's going through in any scenario. If it's 1 or 2, it doesn't. I mean, they're going through. I was like, listen, Portugal's going to lose. They're going to tie Ghana. South Korea's going to beat them, and they're out. Right? Like that's it.
I have South Korea going second.
Yeah.
Because fuck Portugal. That's
oh, Portugal
Final
might win
answer.
the group. That's going to be hilarious.
Portugal might win the whole fucking tournament.
I know. To do a quick recap real quick. Group A, Jordan picked Senegal, Netherlands. Me and Dustin picked Netherlands, Senegal.
Yep.
Group B, Jordan and Dustin picked England and the United States, and I picked England and Iran.
Okay.
Group C, I picked Argentina, Mexico. Jordan picked Mexico, Argentina, and Dustin picked Argentina, Poland.
There we go.
Group D, we all agreed France, Denmark. Group E, Dustin picked Spain, Germany. Jordan and I picked the reverse of Germany, Spain. Group F, I picked Croatia, Canada. Jordan and Dustin picked Belgium, Canada. Group G, Jordan picked Switzerland, Brazil. Dustin picked Brazil, Switzerland. I picked Brazil, Serbia. Group H, you both agreed Uruguay, South Korea, and I picked Portugal, Ghana. So.
Somebody's definitely wrong.
Well, yeah.
So I kind of want to do this next part.
All of our games are going to be different. I think we should just run through them, and the other 2 should just go pause there for a second.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yep.
So I have Netherlands versus the USA in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
USA going bye-bye. Sorry, bro. Sorry, bro.
Hey, you put them farther than we did.
Hey.
Dunkerville.
Yeah. I just want to see him play someone that's quality, you know? The next match is Argentina-Denmark in my bracket.
Same for me.
I have Argentina.
So do I.
Through on a 0-0 freaking penalty kicks because they're assholes. The next one, England-Senegal.
A lot of them.
I have that one too.
England.
Uh-huh.
Next one, France-Poland for me. France. Match 53 for me, Spain-Canada. Spain. Then I have Brazil-South Korea. Brazil. Then I have Belgium-Germany. The battle of the reverse flag. Got vertical versus horizontal, same colors. Germany. Then Uruguay, Switzerland is my next one. I have Uruguay beating Switzerland. And that is my
There'll be a lot
16.
of running in that game and a lot of people that aren't tired. There'll be a lot of people that aren't tired at that game, but a shitload of running somehow.
A lot of people that
they're
are
just
not
gonna
tired.
they're never gonna stop. It's just gonna run.
Dude, the two
mountainous countries, yeah. Playing in sea level.
Their field is like 3 miles above.
They're gonna be like, I can breathe. This is amazing. So that's my next bracket. So whoever's next.
Man,
so
listen,
damn near every single game that you named, I didn't have the game.
You didn't have those games?
Not one. Okay.
No,
not a single one.
That's hilarious.
So my first game is Senegal versus the USA. It's gonna be a fucking bloodbath, and USA is out.
Yeah,
it's gonna be bad. Sadio Mane may score 5 times.
Maybe.
Now, a quick question about Senegal: isn't their goalie Mendy from Chelsea?
Yes.
Yeah, their
different Mendy?
Their goalie is Mendy.
Yeah. So that's a good keeper. Like once you get past the group stages, it's all just about like whose keeper won't screw up, and do you have players that score?
Yeah,
and especially against the USA. I don't see a whole lot of carving up that the USA is doing.
Every one of USA's keepers in the U.S. men's national team are backup keepers. Like, there's not a single starting keeper in the national team.
Because they're all playing for other countries as backups?
Yeah, because they're all garbage. We saw what Stefan did last year in the FA Cup against.
It's the FA Cup. He's
complete trash. And then
hot garbage.
And then the other one is the backup for Arsenal.
Who's that?
I don't know.
He just signed.
He signed, he signed
just this past summer.
Yeah, but he's the backup at Arsenal.
So I have Senegal.
Okay.
Moving on, US out. My next game is the Netherlands versus England.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And I have Harry Maguire scoring a hat trick of own goals, and the Netherlands are going through it.
You have him scoring a hat trick of own goal.
Yep.
After he gets the hat trick of own goals, he's going to get a red card before he can get subbed off.
Right. He may get a red card in the act of his third.
Yeah.
So Senegal, Netherlands. My next matchup is Mexico versus Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
Denmark. Going through.
Okay.
I have a lot of what I consider big games in this round. My next one I have France,
Argentina. Mm-hmm.
Au revoir to the frogs, because Argentina is going to go through, because I'm not going to watch another fucking World Cup with Pogba and Griezmann doing their little dances that don't sync with each other, and I'm not having it. But Pogba's trash. He may get a red card.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Pogba isn't like it just rides the bench the whole time.
I wouldn't play him.
I wouldn't either.
Have brought him if I was the France coach, but anyway, yeah. So I have France going out because that was my first opportunity to do so.
Jordan's gonna hate my bracket.
Next game I have is Germany versus Canada.
I have that game.
By Canada.
Yep.
Been real. That's going to be possibly bad, but maybe not. We'll see. Spain versus Belgium, my next game. Spain is gone.
Okay.
Switzerland versus South Korea.
Mm-hmm.
The battle of fuck cares. But Switzerland. I have Switzerland going through.
Okay.
My last one is Uruguay versus Brazil, and I have Uruguay sending Brazil home.
In that matchup, I think that's where Brazil would lose. Yes, I don't have that, of course, because
they play all the time. That's not one of those random games.
That's why I would pick Uruguay, is because they play all the time. Yeah. So for me, this is funny because we have such different picks. With me and Dustin, I was like, well, when we get to the next round, we're kind of matching up. With Jordan, I'm like, wow, this is very different. So my first game is Netherlands-Iran. It's Netherlands. Then I have Argentina-Denmark, and I have Argentina. England-Senegal, and I have England. France-Mexico, France. I then have Germany-Canada, and I picture this, like Jordan said, it's going to be kind of a weird, close game. I'm picturing back to like Germany, United States. What was it, 2002? Where it was like United States should not have been that close of a game, where it was like a controversial call from being, potentially tied and then go into extra time. I think it could be a close game like that, but I have Germany going through.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be an ugly game. It's gonna be 0-0, 1-1.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that. Brazil, Ghana is my next game, and I have Brazil going through. Then I have Croatia, Spain, and Spain is out at that point. So Jordan and I both picked Spain to lose in this round, but he picked Belgium in that round. I picked Croatia. And then my last one is Portugal, Serbia, and Portugal.
He's got Portugal winning, Jordan. I feel it.
I definitely look. I
did it just to fucking troll.
I have a hatred for Cristiano Ronaldo.
That's not even his real brag.
I can't
email us his real brag tomorrow.
I can't.
They've got a ton of talent, but seriously, it's going to kill everyone if they do well.
I never will pick Portugal to win as long as Ronaldo is playing for them. I cannot stand him at all.
I saw him play in person. God, when he went on one of those tours, back
in the before times.
Oh yeah, when he was like in his 20s. We'll call it 27-year-old Ronaldo, whatever he was. As much of a whatever, he might be like the fastest human I've ever seen in person running with the ball. It was when he was like 28 years old, he was running at people that were like, Barcelona defenders or whatever, and they looked stupid.
I'll never doubt the talent of Ronaldo. I just don't like him. But even now when he gets the ball and you see him or you see him running off the ball, the way he gets into positions and stuff, it looks even now like he's outrunning people off the ball and doing things. And it's just because he's got the intelligence of knowing what position to go to. I still just don't like him. So our next round, or Jordan, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like on the next round, all of our games are going to be kind of weird. I'm just kind of interested in what everybody's final four is.
So, we can kind of go through that real quick.
We get into it real quick because this is the quarterfinal.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll just go through it because only 4 games.
Yeah.
So I've got Netherlands, Argentina in my bracket.
So do I, and I picked Netherlands.
Oh, I picked Argentina.
Okay.
I got Spain, Brazil in my next game, and I picked Spain.
Okay.
England, France.
I picked France there.
I've got Germany, Uruguay, Germany.
Okay.
That is my quarter.
So your final 4 are Argentina, France, Spain, and Germany?
Yeah. It's Argentina versus Spain, France versus Germany.
Okay. Interesting. All right. So Jordan, what do we got?
So my final 4 are Germany, Netherlands, Uruguay, and Argentina.
Do you have who would play against who?
Germany beating the Swiss, the Dutch beating the Danes in a battle of the Blondes, and I have Uruguay beating Belgium.
Do you have the next round so?
And then I have Argentina beating Senegal.
So it would be Germany versus
the Netherlands, I believe.
Netherlands.
Well, who do they play? I have my games in order.
Oh, okay.
I just don't know how that bracket.
Okay, I'll figure that out later. But
I'm pretty sure that leads to Germany versus the Netherlands and Uruguay versus Argentina.
Okay, Germany, Netherlands, and
awesome.
Argentina v Uruguay. This is interesting to me because there's very little crossover between all of our Final Fours. So I have Netherlands beating Argentina. I have Brazil beating Germany, France beating England, and Portugal beating Croatia. So that my Final Four is Netherlands v Brazil, and then France v Portugal.
So for the Final Four, that leads me to having Germany versus the Netherlands. First game. I just.
So who's your final?
I want to put the Dutch through.
I know you do,
but I'm not. That's why I have Germany, and the other game is Uruguay versus Argentina. I have Argentina like winning in a 0-0 ugly shootout.
So I have for my Final Four Netherlands versus Brazil, and I picked Brazil.
You stop at this Portuguese language.
Sorry. And then I have on the other side France v Portugal. Portugal loses. France is in the final. Dustin, who you got for your final?
Final Four. I've got semifinal. I've got Argentina versus Spain. With Spain beating Argentina.
You have a lot of faith in Spain. Then again, I have a lot of faith in other countries. Y'all have not put faith in either.
Some of my faith is really the lack of faith I have in other countries.
That's fair. The only reason why I have Brazil in the final is because of the path that ended up falling out in the brackets. That's the only reason.
Well, that's how these brackets work out, because then you're like,
yeah.
Oh, shit, that's a bad matchup, you know?
Yeah.
So then I've got France versus Germany.
Yep.
And I have France winning versus Germany.
All right.
So my final would be Spain versus France.
That always happens on planet Earth.
So Dustin,
it's a long lineage of victories France
historically,
has
you know,
Germany.
So Dustin, who did you pick between Spain and France to win the entire thing?
So I picked Spain to win.
That's wild to me. Did I have Spain getting out of their group? I did a second.
Listen,
okay.
It's more of like I got to pick a thing, and I don't like France.
I did that 2 rounds ago. So.
My issue is I think France actually might win, but I'm going to go with Spain just because they can ticky-tack people to death. They can still do that. I hate the pick. I just had to, I just had to get through it.
So Jordan, Germany, Argentina.
Yep.
Is it Messi's year finally?
Messi is going to end up playing for like the Qatari Premier League when his contract is over.
He thinks the fix is in.
So my final answer is a 2-part: Argentina and Messi to fucking, I don't even know what city they have. FC.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So in mine it is Brazil, France. And yeah,
I'm not even watching your show.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't, because I picked France to win.
Did they come onto the field with handbags?
The only reason why I even picked France is specifically because Brazil always makes these weird choices, and they just like I think it always catches up to them at some point. I think they're gonna do really well and carry through this one, and I don't think they're gonna get all the way there.
Well, I'll leave it at this. I'm gonna go there again. This may be my final thought before I just have to tap out for time. I don't want to live in a world if a Portuguese-speaking country makes it to this final.
All right, man. Well, thank you for joining me and doing this again. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be really fun in December to listen back to this and just be like, God, we were stupid.
Oh, yeah.